So soll ich onhelpen oder nicht?
Ja.
Oh, okay. Die Schrenim haben geschockelt mit die Cap, als Reb Levi ist von jener Jeden, was bei sie ist recht, sich zwei Zehn ab jenem einem. Ich will nur, next page. Ich will nur jeden seinen bei ihm Astade, ist kein Wunder nicht, als Stott hat im Feind. Freitag vor Nacht kommt in Beis Midrash, der Erste, und sieht Bible reintrocken, liegt in Beis Midrash. 1 Minute zu spät warf sich auf ihr mit einem Geschrei, als der Kivjachol darf nicht ihre Lichtlich. Soll sie besser heißen, ihr Mann vermachen das Gewölb, in der Zeit schreit soll sie besser nicht gucken, ihre Potrabas, bis ein Stück in Schabbos herein, und soll sie hitten Kashrus, Taros, Hamishpoche, schreit soll sie,
Entschuldigt, ihr dürft übersetzen.
oh, ich habe vergessen, sorry. Pardon. Okay, well, can we go back then? The neighbors shook their heads that Rabbi Levi is of those kinds of people who like, if they don't mind losing two teeth, as long as the other person loses one tooth.
So he's one of those people who's always right. Er is,
yeah.
by zij is recht.
Right. It's always okay. That's the way I interpret it.
Yeah.
It's okay with him. I'll lose two teeth, you lose one tooth, as long as something bad happens to you. By Vilna, if the Vilna Jews are a flock for him, it's no wonder that the Stott, that the town doesn't like him, would him find. Freitag per Nacht kommt in Beis Midrash, der erste Friday night he comes first to shul, and if he sees a woman, a reintrogen Licht in Beis Midrash, if he sees a woman bringing a candle into the shul, even 1 minute too late, he throws himself at her with a yell that God doesn't need her candles. So she should rather tell her husband, vermachen das Gewölb in der Zeit. The husband should close his store in time before Shabbos, schreit he shouts. Soll sie besser nicht kochen ihre Potrabas? She shouldn't really be cooking her delicacies bis ein Stück in Shabbos into the Sabbath. Und soll sie hitten kashrus, and she should observe kosher, purity, and the purity of the family. Schreit he yells. Soll sie liarmt she should, he yells, euch hitten ihre Kinder von die Scholas, protect her children from the secular schools, wo man schmatze, where they get converted. Seht euch als kennt vertrogen die zähnliche Licht was Bible stellen weg auf dem Armut. It looks like he can't take the lots of lights that women, the tens of lights that the women are putting on the Armut, on the stand. Weil in sein Stück hinten nicht kein Licht, nicht sein Weib und nicht sein Tochter, because in his house, and that's the tragedy, of course, and neither his wife nor his daughter are lighting the candles, as well as it nicht warfen, I've mentioned, and if they were there, he wouldn't be throwing himself at people in this very negative way. As I reden wegen ihm seine Schrenim, this is how his neighbors talk about him. Aber common matters is nicht kein Schochen und nicht von die Schäne Balabatim. But common matters isn't neighbor, and he isn't one of the householders, hat wegen Levi Hurwitz gar nicht gewusst, und sich arrived to him, Hofferdicker, so he didn't know anything about the nature of this rabbi, and he confidently went up to him und gleich ungeboren dem ganzen Mut, and he lost his courage right away. Hat sehen, ein niedriger, breitplätziger Jeden mit a vierkantiger gedichter Bord. He saw a short, wide-shouldered Jew with a square, thick beard, was stroked in Überstub, a Wicher, was stroked sich über den Stub wie a Wicher, who is going around in the house like a whirlwind. Klappt mit die Stiblach und krächzet wie in Zornbeitig. He bangs with his shoe, with the boots, and groans as if he has toothache. Nicht Rav hat ihm gegeben die Hand und nicht hat ihm gebeten sitzen. The rabbi neither offered to shake hands with him and didn't ask him to sit down either. Somebody else like to read at this point?
Okay. Von deswegen hat sich Kalman gemacht ein Herz und genommen aus der Zeilen mit alle Protim wegen der Agune. Nevertheless, Kalman steeled himself and began to relate all the details about the Agune, the deserted wife. Der Rov hat nicht verpammelcht seine Giche trittlich auf kein Einreger, gehört mit der Spitzeuer und Beschass Meiße geworfen Blicken zu a Sefer auf a Politze von einer Hand. Sorry?
No, Police, not Police. You said Police.
No. Okay.
I need to say something. Yeah.
A Politze
Police, yeah.
Einwand zu, und zu a Sefer auf a Politze von der zweiten Wand. Okay, lass mich abstellen da. The rabbi didn't slow down his very quick steps for even a moment. He listened with the Spitzeuer, the corner of his ear, as it were, as he was glancing from a book on one shelf on one wall to a book on another shelf on the second on the other wall. Lahai wird mit dem bläusen Kuck durchgenommen, eine ganze Teure, was steht dort verschrieben. So by doing this, it was as if he was penetrating with his glance the whole Torah, which stands written in the books on the various shelves in his room. Mit amol hat sich der Langt a stell up gegen Oreach, and suddenly he stood still opposite the visitor. Nito wegen was zu reden. There's nothing to discuss. Ob es seine nicht voran kein begleibter Eides, was haben gesehen den Mann a Teuten, kann Rov gar nicht tun. Befeirisch gar nicht. if no one trustworthy, and there wasn't a trustworthy witness who saw the man dead, no rabbi can do anything, absolutely nothing. Der Stubmaler hat aber gehört von a Porisch in Goens Klois. Als es lässt sich ja reden, hat noch einmal geprüft Unheben von Unheb. So the house painter had, however, heard of a rabbi who was in the Goens house of study, who was prepared to speak. So he tried once again to begin from the beginning. Schon bald 16 Jahre, wie der Mann ist weg auf der Milchoma. It's almost 16 years since her husband left to go to war. Von sein Rotte ist keiner nicht zurückgekommen. From the company that he served in, no one returned. Dazu ist gewesen kranker und gekannt starben mit dem eigenen Tod. In addition, he was a man who was ill and he could have died at any moment. Und wo steht es geschrieben, als die Eides darfen sehen, der Maid mit die eigenen Augen? And where in any event is it written that the witness must have seen the dead person with his own eyes? Wo steht es geschrieben? Hat Reb Levi's board ungeblasen. Where is it written? Reb Levi's beard, as it were, blew up. Wie a Sturmwind wollt dort rein, as if the wind of a storm had entered his beard. In der Mishnah steht es geschrieben. In der Gemara steht es geschrieben. In Alphas steht es geschrieben. In Rambam steht es geschrieben. In Shulchan Aruch steht es geschrieben. Hat der Rov genommen gehen auf Kalmanen und geworfen ihm in Ponim Stücke Teire, wie feierdicke pitch. So he says, it's written in the Mishnah, it's written in the Gemara, it's written in Alphas, in the Rambam, and it's written in the Shulchan Aruch. All of these places it's written. As the rabbi began to throw these words into Kalman's face, the bits of Torah, as like fiery pitch.
Beatings?
Slaps.
Slaps, yeah.
Okay.
Right, slaps. Aber der Eides hat der Mann gesehen Geisses, take it. If the witness saw the man as he was dying, that's not good enough. Man muss sehen, wie die Neshama is von ihm heraus. You have to see how, or see him when his soul has already left the body. Ob man hat ihm gesehen bloß zerschnittenem, take it. if you saw him as a person who had been cut, wounded, that's not good enough. A zugeklappten mit Zweckes to a balken, taken it. One who has been nailed to a beam, that's not good enough. A chaya frisst von ihm Sticker, taken it. Seidenchayes oder Vögel sollen fressen sein Mark. If a bird or an animal was eating pieces from him, it's no good, unless that animal or bird would be eating his marrow. Sein Herz und die Kishkes, so eating the marrow, his heart, or his innards. Ob der Eides hat ihm gesehen reinfallen in Yam HaGodol, taken it. If the witness saw him falling into the Mediterranean Sea, that's not good enough. In Laban group, taken it. If he was in a lion's den, that's also no good. Sidon in a group mit Schlangen, unless it's a pit with snakes. Und ob auf der Welt ist a Milchome und das Weib sagt, als ihr Mann ist der Harget geworden, ist sie nicht begleibt. And if there's a war takes place in the world and his wife, the wife says that her husband was killed, she's not a reliable witness. She's not believed. Es kann sein, sie hat gehört, als Soldaten von ihr Manns Volk seien gehargert geworden, dacht sich ihr euch, als euch ihr Mann ist zwischen die Teute. It is possible that she heard from soldiers in her husband's regiment that he had been killed. And it's that soldiers from her husband's regiment had been killed. And it appears to her that her husband is among those who among the dead. Und Yesh Omrim, als Milchomezeit, ist sie nicht begleibt, a viele, wenn sie sagt, sie hat ihn begraben mit die eigene Hand. And there are those who say that in wartime, she's not a reliable witness, even if she says that she buried him with her own hands. Der erzählt ihr Mann am Meister, als von der Rotte ist keiner nicht zurückgekommen. She could, erzählt ihr mir, you tell me a story that from his company no one returned. Reb Levi hat schon geredet zu der offener Pustertier. Reb Levi was talking to the open, empty door. Kalman hat sich herabgeglitscht von die Treppe, beworfene, mit gekeulete, gehangene, zerschnittene und der Trunkene. So Reb Kalman slipped down the steps. He felt as though he'd been pelted, he'd been beaten up, that he'd been hanged and cut and drowned. These are all, it's a figurative, not literal. Erst in Gas is opgezogen dem Atem. And only when he was in the street did he catch his breath. Herumgewischt dem Schweiß von Ponym und weggestellt zum Porrisch in Goins Klois. He wiped the sweat from his face and he strode off to the rabbi in the Goins study house. Okay. Rochel.
Okay. Ihr Rebbe hat gesagt, als es los sich reden. Aber der Raum von Schleume Kissens Häuf hat viele nicht gewollt hören. You, Rabbi, said that it is possible to talk about it. You're willing to listen, but the rabbi from the Kissin's dynasty.
No, the yard.
Häufig ist
Ja.
Courtyard.
It's courtyard.
Yeah, courtyard. Yeah, that's right. He didn't even want to hear. Und Kalman hat dem Porusch erzählt, wie Reb Levi hat geschrien, getuppet mit die Stiefelach und gleich abgeschnitten wie ein Gazlen. So Kalman told the Porusch is not like a hermit. Told the hermit or the rabbi how Rabbi Levi was yelling, how he was tapping with his Stiefel, with
his boots.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. His boots, and right away made a decision, just like a criminal.
Abgeschnitten is cut him off.
But I thought abgeschnitten, the way I understood it, he made a decision, kind of. He hat gepasket. Isn't it?
Abschneiden is more abrupt. It's not, it's just cut him off.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Like he was a bad person.
Okay. Thank you. Der Porusch hat geantwortet mit groß Gelassenheit, als was scheich reden, los sich Tage reden. Nur ist nicht kein Willner more Horror und tut sich nicht mischen. So the hermit or the rabbi answered very flexibly that whatever belongs to talking, let it be talked about. But he is not a rabbi teacher, and moreover, it's like a rabbi that of a higher level, and he's not allowed to interfere.
Yeah.
Al
Because
Korponim,
Rochel was shaykh concerning. As was
where was it? Hoshaya, whatever.
yeah, it's
What did I
concerning.
say?
Concern.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Whatever concerns is concerning speaking.
Yeah.
Let it be spoken. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Al kol ponim will nicht haben zu tun mit Reb Leben, wo sie Samar Nefesh, a Kanai und keiner Menschen zerreißen wie ein Hering. Still, anyway, he does not want to have to deal with Rabbi Levi, who is a bitter man, an envious man, and can tear up a person like as if the person was a herring. Kalman hat nicht gewollt noch geben. Kalman did not want to give in. Der fehlt in sich Ayam, Ayam mit Keuches und abgemacht bei sich. He did not want to give in, and he felt inside of him a lot of energy, and he decided inside of himself, muss dem Rav einbeißen. He has to like he has to hurt this guy, the rabbi.
I understood it as he had to make an impression on him.
Why?
That's einbeißen. Muss dem Rav einbeißen. He needed to make an impression on him.
Mm-hmm. Isn't like a bison like with your mouth and teeth?
To bite, yes, but the ein changes the meaning.
Okay, thank you. Shows you I didn't look in a dictionary this week. Yeah. Men darf auf ihm anschicken a solche verbitterte Herzer, wie allein ist. Got to send to him such bitter hearts, just the way he is. Und those dürfen sein Weiber, and those people have to be women.
So, and I also understood that the Rav in the top of the first sentence, it refers to Reb Levi, that he's an eingebissener, verbitterter Mensch, and you need to send people to him who are also people who are bitter in the same way that he is.
Okay, thank you. Der Zellen als der Nähteren hat Carmen Moire gehabt. To tell all this to the seamstress, Carmen was afraid to do that. Sie kennen wieder Azokton, als sie wird sich aussuchen am Mann, was wird nicht fragen bei einer Rovkinscheile. He might again tell him that she would look for a man that will not ask a rabbi any question about that. Ist Kalman weg zu Merls Schwester und sie angeschickt auf den Rav. Sie sollen ihn verklogen dem Kopf. So Kalman went to the sisters of Merl and he sent them to the rabbi that they should bother him. Gute und Golde haben sich nicht gelost lang beten, angetan sie ihre Fatscheles und seinen Arois zum Rov mit der Gewinn. So Gute and Golde, the two sisters, did not let them ask too long. They put on their kerchiefs and they went out to the rabbi crying. Wenn der Stubmaler sieht, wie der Robot sich aufgeführt, bis beide Weiber haben geteinet, wollte nicht geglaubt seine Augen. If the house painter saw how the rabbi behaved when those two women were arguing, were talking to him, he wouldn't have believed his eyes. He wouldn't have believed what he's seeing. Reb Levi Horwitz, eingesunken in sein weichen Vaterstuhl, obnan beim Tisch, und mit einem heruntergelosten Kopf ausgehört die Weiber, und wenn hat den Kopf aufgehoben, sie zu entfernen, ist sein Pony gewesen ausgecremt, feucht und bleich, wie wohl sich aufgehabt von einer tiefer Kalosches. Hat gerät mit zugemachten Augen, mit groß Gebrochenkeit und mit einer verstickten Kohl. So, the Rabbi Levi Horowitz, like drowning in his soft chair, close to the table, with a bent down head, was listening to the women. And then when he lifted his head to answer them, his face was crooked. Wet and soft.
Pale.
Pale.
Pale? Okay. Yeah, okay. Wie wollte sich aufgehabt von einer tiefen Chalosses, as if he just woke up from fainting, from deeply fainting. Hat gerät mit zugemachten Augen, mit groß Gebrochenkeit und mit der verstickten Kohl. He was speaking with closed eyes, with great sadness or
A choking voice.
choking, okay, choking.
Or
And with a versteckt is choking, but Gebrochenkeit, he is broken down. With
Painful.
broken, what do you, with pain, huh?
Yeah.
Pain. Men Mengem Leben, hat gesagt, als das Herz wird ihm zerrissen auf Stücke. You can believe him, he said, that his heart is being torn up into pieces. Keiner versteht nicht so gut wie was es meint, sein Jahren lang einer allein. Nobody can believe like him how he can, what it means to live alone for a lot of years. Oi, wie fühlt und versteht es. Oi, how he feels it and he understands it. hat verquetscht die Augen und beschum offen niederlos die Tränen sich herauskeikeln von hinter seine Wies. So he tightened up his eyes and in no way allowed the tears to come out from under his eyelids. Is wenn man fragt ihm nicht, mischt sich nicht. So if he's not asked, he doesn't interfere. Heintige Zeiten hat man nicht kein Meure vor Gott. Wird man Meure haben vor Rav? These days, people are not afraid of God, so they will be afraid of a rabbi? Aber wenn man fragt ihm, ja, muss Pasken in Leuten dienen. But if he is being asked, he has to decide according to Jewish law. Und der Din ist, als wie lange seinen Nitoken Edes, was haben mit eigene Augen gesehen, der Mann hat heute durch die Agune nicht hassen haben. So the law, the Jewish law is that as long as there are no witnesses who saw with their own eyes that the husband was dead, the chained woman is not allowed to get married. Und Reb Levi ist wiedergeblieben sitzen mit den Eusen von der Gechallischten. And Reb Levi again remained sitting with the look of a fainting person. Eider Merls Schwester seinen weg zu Meure Horror und sie Kalman erzählt, als sie will noch zu tun mit der harten Jiden, wo sich allein Schanewetter euch nicht. So before the sisters of Merle went to this high-level rabbi teacher, Kalman told them that they will have to deal with a very difficult Jew who doesn't spare himself, also that he doesn't forgive himself. Is that Shanavet? Respect, thank you. He doesn't respect himself either. Sein Weib sitzt in einem Schugoim, heute schon 20 Jahre, doch hat nicht Hasene. His wife is sitting in a madhouse already 20 years, and still he doesn't get married. Trotz die Rabbonim wollen es der Leubeln, even though the rabbis want to allow him that. Okay, continue. Moshe. Where's Moshe?
Ja, ich bin noch da.
Okay.
Ich habe noch ein paar Gute und Golda haben sich vorgenommen, machen dem Rav ein bisschen Skandal. Gute and Golda had actually planned to make a bit of a scandal about the rabbi, as auf sich allein meger sein Rotzeach, that for himself he might be a murderer, nor sein Rotzeach auf andere. Next page. Nor seiner Rotzeach, seiner Schwester wollen sie ihm nicht losen, but to be a murderer for his sister, they would not allow. Aber wenn sie haben gesehen, wie hat sie ausgehört und mitgelitten, haben sie verwickelt die Pneumer in die Pacheles und seinen verstummt ausgegangen von Rolls-Royce. But when they saw him, when they had heard him through and his empathy and empathized with them, they folded their faces in the kerchiefs and verstumte silently or silenced left the rabbi's house. Guter und Golde seien weg zu seiner Schwester und ihr alles erzählt. Guter and Golda went to their sister and told her everything that had happened. Sie haben mir euch gesagt, dass wenn seine Mama wollte sich allein nicht verschulden, sie soll nicht erleben, denn wie ihre Tochter geht gegen der Torah, wollte sie hat nicht gehabt, wenn Merel hat Hasna unter Zustimmung von die Rabbonim. And they told her also that if their mother hadn't done the curse about she would turn in her grave if she married without a proper get, that she shouldn't live, she's only 11, she shouldn't live to see that her daughter is going against the Torah. It wouldn't have bothered them at all. It wouldn't have turned a hair if Merrill had got married without the permission of the rabbis. Merlin is bafalna kas und Schreck. Merrill became angry and frightened. Hat sie Taka verspielt, ihr Welt aufständig? Has she really lost the gamble of the world forever? Der Rav hat gesagt, dass Gott sie hört nicht von ihrem Mann bald 16 Jahre, ist noch kein Beweis nicht, als lebt nicht. The rabbi says that although she hasn't heard from her husband for 16 years, there's still no proof that Beweis, there's still no proof, is noch kein Beweis nicht, als lebt noch, and there's no proof that he doesn't still live. When Oib Itzik lebt and will von ihr nicht wissen, and if Itzik is still alive and doesn't want to know about her, makes sie doch weiter chasna haben, and if Itzik doesn't care about her, surely she can get married. Or then she weiß, als lebt mit einander. Oh, if she would only know that he was living with someone else, she wollte schon lang gehabt, Emerson. She would already long time had somebody else. Nor ob Itzik lebt nicht, but if Itzik isn't alive, because heart sagt it as she feels, as her heart tells her, when is klar von tausend Sachen, and is clear from 1,000 things. Tofal soll sie sich müssen bargen mit ihr Ellen Biskel Teut. Why should she choke with her loneliness until she dies? Der Fall wird sie jetzt allemen auf der Hachis nehmen suchen am Mann, and therefore to spite everyone, to go against everyone, she will look for a man, an Emerson man, a true man, was wird für keinem nicht in Paul, who's not amazed by anyone, nicht kein Feldhasen, not a Feldhasen, was tut sich nicht kein Rier on a rebel, not a Fieldhasen who won't do anything without the consent of a rabbi. Kalman hat greilich verstanden, Kalman greilich sadly, I'm not sure what greilich is.
Greatly.
Sorry?
Greatly understood.
Greatly understood as nog as a Shane Bible hun Vardinerke, Bidine Toren, met meer niet treffen. Colin really understood that such a beautiful and well-earning woman like the seamstress, he will never get again. Sein Glück was Merrill, is ein bisschen angeschlagener. His luck is that Merrill is a bit depressed, is by ihr recht still nach Hupe euch mit him. So it might well happen that she would get married to him. She's an Otter, was man Tor von dem Hand nicht rauslosen. It's a treasure that you shouldn't let slip out of your hands. Von der anderen Seite ist Koyam abgewendet auf Frummerid und sich geschrocken zu gehen gegen die Rabbonim. On the other hand, he's always been a religious man. He was following the rules and was frightened to go against the rabbis. Had ooit gewusst als Merrill's mama is for him Stolleneisen. He also knew that Merrill's mother was stealing iron for him by the 40 Yiddish, because he behaves in an appropriate Jewish way. Aber by him wird recht sein, Chasna haben ohne Hater, but if he decided that it was okay to get married without rabbinic permission, but the altar, the old woman, anstatt der Tochter zu reden, sie går opreden, instead of encouraging the daughter, would discourage her. Kalman hat wieder genommen herumlaufen. Kalman again started running around, sich ausgefragt und ausgeschmeckt. He really asked around and sniffed around, bis hat sich Patsch getan in Stern, until he slapped himself on his forehead. Steht in a clay Wasser und better Trump. He's standing in a vessel of water and he's begging for a drink. Can doch hereingehen zu Reb Asher Anshel. He can, of course, go to Rabbi Asher Anshel, der Rav von Gitke Teubes Kessel, the rabbi of Gitke Teubes Street. Rav Asher Anshel, this rabbi, Reb Levi Hurwitz's Schwager, the father-in-law of Rabbi Levi Horowitz, is there
son-in-law? Isn't it son-in-law?
Schwager, yeah, son-in-law, sorry, you're right. Son-in-law is der Mamuna Affengitten, is the supervisor on divorces. When wie weit is our get von Chalitza, and how far is a divorce from a Levitic marriage, dismissing a Levitic marriage, oder von Matir machen an Agune, and of releasing an Agune from the bondage. Kalman hat nicht verstanden, allem und hat es überhaupt bedarf zu teilen zwischen zwei Rabbonim. Kalman didn't really understand why it was necessary to divide these tasks between two rabbis, Anshel and Levi, and Yuchai Schwager is father-in-law. No.
So can I ask a question?
Schwager is son-in Reb Levi was his son-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. So any one of those rabbis could give a hater. Anyone? I don't understand the.
No, that's what Kalman doesn't understand. Why can't one rabbi do it? But the explanation comes now in the next chapter.
Okay.
Why they divided.
Okay.
Into rabbis.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Reb Moshe Anshel von die Gitten, Rabbi Moshe Anshel of the divorces. Dieselbe Kasha, Almaiman darf ein Rav war Gittin, wenn aber sondern Rav war Chlitzer, wenn Agunes, ob moich gefragt andere Wilneriden, when auf dem geantwortet nicht Chochma. The same question, why you need one rabbi for divorces and a separate rabbi for Chalitza and Agunas. Also, other Vilna-Reden asked, and they answered with wisdom. Wenn an Aguna oder an Almona, was keine Tarois kriegen kein Chalitza, kommt weinen auf den Rofskopf, soll für ihr Gefinnen an Ausweg, muss der Rof haben ein Herz und stehen, soll können der Frau absagen. Wenn an Aguna or a widow that cannot get Chlitza divorce comes to a rabbi, comes to the rabbi bothering him that he should find a way out for her, the rabbi has to have a heart of stone to be able to dismiss the woman, probably without giving her what she wants. What Wilner Bad Haraponim, auf dem gestellt Rabbi Levin Hurwitz, was is allein ein Stück bitterlich und kann mit sein Geschrei stillmachen dem Christen meine Lashon. And so the Wilner Conference of Rabbis put Rabbi Levi Hurwitz in charge, who is one piece of bitterness, and can with a yell silence the greatest person looking. I'm not sure what my Lashon is.
It's
Rejection.
no,
Sorry?
eloquent.
Oh,
Manelashon is from Lashon Kodesh. It's a rejection, opposition. Mane, opposition.
Sorry, Rochel, Mane Loshen means eloquence.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not in my book. Okay.
okay, anyway, look
Okay.
it up.
Okay.
Anders is when a quarrel comes to getting, but it's different when a pair comes to divorce. Welke jonge poorte kriegt zich niet, nog wel apart, etliche mal in jaar, when läuft zich niet getting, which it's different with a couple that come to divorce. Which young couple doesn't argue at the Chol
At least
several times in a year and doesn't run to divorce. If the rabbi is a quick rabbi, quick to do something, better say Hendus Pendus and Kegenläufen und unlange Machzokes zu schäden, he will run toward them. If the rabbi is a quick guy, he will run towards them and without long discussion, give them a divorce. Man und Weib eine die andere tun in Beisereien. Husband and wife will do each other, will spite each other. Chasno hoben mit andere, when sich noch dem reißen die Haar von Kopf. They will get married with someone else and then start putting out their hair because they did it too quickly. Es fällt euch nicht kein Kohanim, and there's no shortage of Cohens. Shvevelach, Shvevel is matches. Not sure anyone knows.
Like maybe there are many of them. Like there are Shvebalach. There's matches.
Matches, yeah.
There's as many Kohanim as there's matches.
Yeah, okay.
But a Shveblach in this context is an irascible person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
an irascible person.
Okay. Oba Kohen's Kasan, Oba Kohen und Kasan get Optos vibe. If this Cohen, who is an angry guy and divorces his wife, can sie mehr nicht zurücknehmen. He cannot take her back again. Soll Partei stellen auf Fuß auf den Himmel. He should even put his foot in heaven when auf Fuß auf der Erde, well, however hard he tries, and a foot on the ground. Wilna gehat a fine von ihm, wenn der Messiah gittin is Rav Levi Hurwitz. Then Vilna would have had a fine appearance if the guy who looked after the divorces was someone like Rabbi Levi Hurwitz. Der Rebbe hat der Vilna war Haraponim auf dem gestellt, dem gelassenen Jiden in der Welt, gelassensten Jiden in der Welt, Rabbi Asher Anschlen, dem Rov von Gitket Teubes, Sabulak. And therefore, the Vilna Conference of Rabbis put the most relaxed, easygoing Jew in the world, Rabbi Asher Anshel, the rabbi, and they put him in charge, this rabbi of Gitket Teubes Street. Azoi hat es Vilna ausgeteilt. That's how Vilna interpreted it. When Rabbi Asher Anshel hat Taka gehalten, als in 99 Fällen auf 100 kommt der Porel nicht sich getten. And Rabbi nicht sich getten, nähert sich Robreden von Herzen. And Rabbi Asher Anshel really had the opinion that in 99% of cases, a couple come not to divorce, but really to get things off their chest, talk about problems. Jeder Tzad will als der Rov soll geben gerecht bloisem. Every side wanted that the rabbi should take their side and find them to be right. Aber Asher Anshel wat gewusst dat geben gerecht blois ein Side meint uns in noch größere Machleukes. But Rabbi Asher Anshel knew that saying that one side was right meant lighting a greater division. Zubom kan beten, mit in beiden Zeugen äußern Ascheute, talking nonsense to both of them. I'm not sure. Bumpkin is
Bumpkin is to agree.
Sorry?
To agree.
Oh, agreed.
With both of them.
Agreeing with both of them, he would look like a fool to both of them. What gemacht, Abshora, he decided geschwiegen, and he kept silent. Mann und Weib haben geschrien, husband and wife yelled, seinen reingefallen, eine in die andere in die Rede, interrupted each other, when der Rov hat Beismeister reingeguckt in ein Sefer, and the rabbi in the meantime, while this was going on, looked in a book. Okay, I think someone else.
Okay. Nicht einmal trifft als dem jungen Mann, was ist sich gekommen getten, ist Chikava a Kukton, was der Rov lehnt, ist also Geschmack akkurat demot, wenn man redet zu ihm. So, not once, frequently, it happened that a young man who had come to get a divorce was curious to look and see what the rabbi was reading while reading so nicely, exactly at the time when they were speaking to him. Der junge Mann bleibt stehen mit einem offenen Maul, and the young man remained standing with an open mouth. Der Rav lehnt die Jewreiska Encyclopedia. Excuse me. The rabbi was reading the Jewish encyclopedia, the Russian Jewish encyclopedia. Choć der Megarish kriegt noch mehr der Geretsfahren gelernt and Rav, was ken euch Russisch. Nevertheless, the one who had come to seek a divorce gained greater respect for the learned rabbi who knows Russian as well. Fühlte sich von deswegen ein bisschen beleidigt, but nevertheless, he felt a little bit insulted. Worum hat gemeint, als der Rav guckt herein in a Sefer, gedei zu paskenen, wer es ist gerecht. So he felt a little insulted because he had thought that the rabbi was looking into a book in order to come to a decision about who was right.
Yeah, a sefer is like a sacred book, right?
Yes,
Not
yes.
a book, a sacred
Right.
book.
Ja. Red ich her etlich Wort, hebt Reb Asher Anschel auf die Augen zum Baltainer, was ist plötzlich an Schwiegen geworden. So, carry on to speak. I hear every single word. Reb Asher Anschel lifted his eyes to the complainant who had suddenly gone silent. Ich will wissen, wenn man hat gebaut die alte Schule in Tiktin. I was looking to see when they built the old shul in the town of Tiktin. Gor amolike Joren is Tiktin gewinn am Merkaz und Bialystok a klein shtetl. So many years ago, Tiktin was a central town, and Bialystok was a little village. In die rabbinische Tshuvas pflegt man schreiben Bialystok hasmucha letiktin. In the rabbinic responsa, they used to write Bialystok nearby Tiktin. An andersmal entfert der Rav, and on another occasion, the rabbi would answer, Red, ich hear etlich Wort. Speak, carry on speaking. I hear every single word. Ich will wissen, wenn Jiden haben sich bewiesen in Kafkaz. I wanted to find out when the Jews arrived in the Caucasus. As swore as die dortige Jiden seinen hinzugekommen noch fahren Churban bei Sheni. Some believe that the local Jews arrived there before the destruction of the Second Temple. Das Hereingucken in der Enzyklopädie ist bei Reb Anschelen ein ausgeprüft Mittel, nicht rauszugehen von die Keilim, wenn die Zdodim amperen sich. So this, when Rabbi Asher Anshel reads the encyclopedia, this was a tested way in which he could prevent himself from going mad when the parties were bickering between themselves. Von seinetwegen mögen sie schreien von Heint bis morgen. From as far as he was concerned, they could yell at one another from morning till night. Nor sein Rebbetzin kommt herein in Cheder mit a verbeugt Ponim. But his wife, the Rebbetzin, would come into the room with an angry face. Es warten doch noch andere Menschen. Other people are waiting to speak to you. Hinter dem Rebbetzin spart sich rein a Frischporel. Und der Rov, der mont sich gleich, wenn die neu hereingekommene seinen bei ihm gewinn das letzte Mal. So behind the Rebbetzin, a new couple stride into the room, and the rabbi remembers immediately that this newly arrived couple had already come to him a previous time. Weiß, als bei die Itztike wird sich das Lodenisch ziehen noch länger wie beim früheren Zivug. He knows that with this present couple, the lawsuit will drag on longer than the previous couple. Mit die nine most raid. Mit die nine most raid. So this new couple, their case was going to take longer. I'm not sure what this die nine most raid means.
I think it means, with their eloquence, 9 measures of speech. I cannot.
They're talking a lot.
Yeah.
Like immeasurable speech, really, non-stop.
Yeah. Okay. Nimmt raus von der Beike Schafke an ander Teil von der russisch-jiddische Encyclopedia. So he takes out from a nearby shelf a different volume of the Russian Jewish Encyclopedia. Will wissen, wenn jeden seinen gekommen kann, Salon. He wants to find out when Jews first arrived in Salonika.